What's up, everybody? I just finished another book in the original Goosebumps series. This is a reread for me. I've read all the original ones, but wanted to reread them as an adult and see kind of how they held up and how they changed. This was a kind of um, random book that I picked, mainly because of Shaun Stevenson. He finished this book, and I really wanted to read a camp book from the original series. Summer's over with now, basically. Even though I'm in Georgia, so it's still hot. So summer still goes to like October here, but yeah, he read The Horror at Camp Jellyjam, and I decided to read it also and kind of see how it held up. And yeah, it was good. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I usually show off both copies of this book, and I do have. I think I have three copies of this, but I cannot find my 2008 reprint. It's like it's got a purple border around it. I think I have it anyway, but I couldn't find it. The other um, reprint that I have, I'm not gonna show off because I don't like it because it spoils a lot of this book. The best part of this book happens towards the end, and I remember as a kid, it blew my mind. This did get spoiled for me, from what I remember. I remember asking a friend, what exact, because at the back of the book, it tells you that the ground is rumbling at night, like at this camp. So I remember begging my friend, like, "Hey, what makes the ground rumble?" And then he eventually told me. I won't be revealing that here because I do think you should go in this book not knowing a lot about it. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, and hopefully I can get you guys to read it if you haven't read it. This is a fan favorite, I think. It's definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, even now, it's still good. I only have like one complaint about it, and that's just like me. So yeah, as far as nostalgic memories go for this book, I do have a very funny one. When I was in maybe third grade, second grade. No, it was third grade. It was a little bit later. Might have been fifth, something. It was a little bit later. I remember we had a teacher, and it was a reading teacher that helped with us. I had like a reading problem, and I was like in a reading class. Yeah, and we were in there, and I remember she would give us stuff, for doing really good in class, getting good grades or whatever. She actually had the 1996 calendar, I think 95, 96 calendar. And what she would do is she'd cut out pictures of the calendar, which is terrible to think of now. The thing's probably worth a little bit, but she would cut out pictures, and whoever did really good, she'd ask, what cover do you want? And I remember number 32 was the Barking Ghost, 33 was the Horror Camp Jelly Jam, and I remember I won one, and she was like, "Well, which one do you want?" And I remember seeing this goofy behind picture and the Barking Ghost. And I was like, well, I'm going to take the Barking Ghost. It was obvious. And I had to answer this in front of the class. Like, this wasn't like a, hey, which one do you like better? And I picked the Barking Ghost because it had a better cover, in my opinion. And yeah, I wasn't going to pick this in front of a bunch of people because that just looked goofy. Everybody was like, what is that dude doing? What is the point of that? Even when I brought this book to school, people were like, what are you reading? What's up with him? So it was kind of funny because this book is head over heels better than the Barking Ghost as far as I remember. I haven't reread the Barking Ghost yet, but yeah, and I still have that at my parents' house. I didn't bring it whenever I moved because I thought that I seen like a spot of mold on it, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna risk it. I need to re-look at that. I know where it's at, like it's put away, and it was actually kind of torn too. It's been in my collection for years. I kind of just left it over there. Um, I don't think it was actually mold. It was probably like a mark. I was very paranoid about stuff when I was a kid, when I was younger and moved out. But yeah. And it also had on the front of this. This might tell you guys which calendar it is. It had the cover art with the Curly riding a horse, and you had this like piece of sheet thing, and you moved it back into it and made it look like the horse was moving. Really cool stuff. If I get it and it doesn't have anything wrong with it, I'll show you guys one day. But yeah. All right, going into the review of this, book's incredible. The story starts off with this family. They're going on a road trip. I think they're going to Wyoming. I think. They're going across, and the kids are bored. They're complaining backseat, whatever, and they're pulling like an RV like trailer thing. And they talk the parents into letting them go to the back of the trailer and just hang out, play cards or arm wrestle. Elliot's very like competitive. That's one of the kids' name. Wendy's the sister, And they're like, yeah, you can go back there if you want. So they pull over on the side of the road, let them go back there to take off, and the trailer detaches a little ways down the road, and it crashes on this hill, and they hear a knock at the door. This little guy here, he doesn't look exactly like this in the book. He has like blonde hair, but this creepy smile that paints the picture for what these camp counselors are like. I'll go on record to say that the camp counselors, I think, are more scary than what is making them do this. And yeah, they're very creepy. So they hear a knock at the door. This guy introduces himself. He says his name is Buddy. And he's like, welcome to camp Jellyjam, King Jellyjam Sports Camp. They see these banners up. He's got this little shirt on. And he's in the book on the shirt, they have this little shirt with a blob looking thing on there. And he's got a little crown. His name's King Jellyjam. And their motto is only the best. So shortly after they get there, they start doing things like playing tennis, going on swim races, and all this. And Elliot's loving it. It's very competitive. There's baseball. All of this stuff is very competitive. And each time a kid wins, they're gonna get a king coin. And once they get 6 king coins, they go to this thing called the Winner's Walk. And during the course of the book, Wendy, she doesn't really want to do this. She just wants to swim and kind of play around. And the people and the counselors, they freak out. They're like, you have to try. You have to do sports. You have to do all this crazy stuff. Eventually, she makes these friends called Jan, and there's another one. Deidre. She makes 2 friends named Jan and Deidre. And Deidre wins her 6 gold coins, so she goes to the Winner's Walk. They go to the Winner's Walk the next day. They can't find her. Her drawers clean out. They ask, where she's at. Nowhere to be found. They also run into this girl at the beginning of the book, this little bitty, she's like 6, 7 years old. She says, she warns them, you guys got to get out of here, and she hides in the bushes. Well, they run into her again. She tries to get them out, and I guess she won 6 coins too, because she's seen later doing what the other 6 coin people are doing. And yeah, slowly the kids start disappearing, and she can't figure this out. These counselors are like making her do these sports and stuff like that, and it's incredible. There's also these weird rumbles at night or during the day where the ground shakes, and nobody seems to know the answers why. She asks, and they think one of the kids say that the counselor told them that it's gas under the ground making it rumble. That's not the case. And yeah, that's basically the gist of the plot of this book. These kids win these gold coins. Something's going on. Why are they doing this? There's some incredible stuff with the counselors. There's a scene where Wendy asks, hey, where are you from? And he says he doesn't remember where he's from. And it's really creepy. Like, I honestly feel like he and the other counselors are very, very scary. And the reveal, I totally forgot about the reveal of what the coins did. There's a specific aspect of what they actually do, and I thought that was really cool. And the reveal of what's going on when Wendy kind of sneaks off and discovers where are these people going, where are these counselors going late at night, is really good. There's scenes where they're like running through the camp and hiding in bushes and watching the camp counselors. It's actually pretty tense, and there's actually some good solid threats here. Yeah, this book was awesome. It was a very fun book. This was one that I remembered a lot of, so I don't think I had as much fun as I did when I first read it, I don't think, but I still had a lot of fun with it. Like, it's hard to really reread a book knowing what the surprises are, and being as surprised as you were as a kid, because you remember all of it. And this one was a very memorable, and this one, I was the only thing that I didn't remember were some of the scenes with the counselors and where a certain thing was. And when we found it, yeah, it reveals everything on the reprint edition of this that Brandon Dorman done. No offense to Brandon Dorman, but I hated that cover. Yeah, I wish they would have just redid this, made the counselors creepy or something. But yeah, I think that's it. That's mainly the story of the horror Camp Jellyjam. One of the best books in the series, in my opinion. I'm not going to give it a 5 out of 5 stars, and that's just my personal opinion because I didn't love the sports aspect. I know a lot of people love sports and stuff. I didn't care anything about sports. The scenes where they're playing tennis and swimming and playing baseball, I just kind of like, okay, whatever. Even when I'm reading like Fear Street and they're playing basketball and they're like, oh, they're down by 3 or something. I don't care. I was not a very big sports person growing up. I liked professional wrestling. I know, and I ran track in high school, but other than that, I didn't really care about any of this. Wasn't very competitive. When I was growing up, I did play basketball a little bit, like not in school, but with friends and stuff. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, this one I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I also think that the ending was slightly rushed, but not super rushed. We don't learn. We do, well, kind of. We don't learn about the villain in here, what the origin of him is. But if you get the reprint edition, there is an origin for him, but it's dumb. It's not Stein didn't. I don't think Stein wrote that. That was like it tells you who wrote it in the back of the book. His name's like Max D. Payne or something. Um, yeah, and the origin of him is just kind of simple. It's just very, very dumb. I didn't really love it, but I wish we could have got more details on what this villain was. And yeah, other than that, the Horror at Camp Jellyjam, I highly recommend it. I'm only giving it a 4 out of 5 stars because I didn't really care for the sports stuff, and it did take a little bit to kind of get going for the scares. It was creepy from the beginning of the page because you knew something was up with these counselors, but based on other things, you know, being kind of slow and the kind of rushed ending, sort of. I don't think the rushed ending was super bad, but not as bad as some other ones. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that's pretty fair. But yeah, I do highly recommend you guys read this book. So happy to hear that a lot of people have read this and they loved it. Please let me know in the comments below. Is Camp Jellyjam your favorite book in the series? I do want to read more camp books, but some are, yeah, I don't know. I might try to fit some more in. You know, I'm probably gonna start my TBR for August, and August is usually my back to school books that I pick out. But yeah, please let me know in the comments below. What did you think about the Horror at Camp Jellyjam? Is it one of your favorite books in the series, or one of your least favorite books in the series? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Bye bye.